Dive into electrical training. You're going to get a lot of valuable stuff there. You know, in California, it's a journeyman certification. You know, we get a $3 bump for that. What I'm saying is, the more you guys do that, you know, I want to see you guys 10 years from now running your own office, having your own guys, being a solid guy like Nathan, and just being able to delegate to a lot of guys. So that's what I really think that, for me, education has really provided me. And it's not just about book smarts. It's about, you know, and we're going to go through the goal-setting program. It's about emotional balance. It's about physical balance. It's about eating the right foods. It's about spiritual balance, whatever that is for you, all right? So I'll just share with you a little part of when I did these trainings. I started to realize that the trainer got up and he said, right now there's a voice going on in your head, and it's the voice that tells you to wake up, and it's the voice that says this and the voice that says that. And how many people say, like, how many people right now are like, there's no voice in my head? Anyone hear that? That's the voice I'm talking about. So it's your analytical mind, and it's always constantly running. So it's like this thing that's always constantly running in your mind that we're not aware of. So what happened is I started to become aware of this voice. So I'll share an example with you, is when I was doing martial arts training. One of the reasons why I became successful, I went through these trainings, and then I came and actually did the trainings with Guy. He was underneath me. I introduced him to his wife, and she did the trainings as well. And we had a really awesome group of family there. I mean, you know, seeing big old fighters, you know, hugging and crying, you know, crying with each other. It's just a really powerful thing. And at the Lions Den, we already had a good sense of family, you know. But the training is for them is what took them to that next level of like giving it back and, you know, expanding themselves. So when I got into training, what I did is I started off doing these 1 hour training sessions. You know, again, I'm training with, you know, next to some of the world's best fighters. A lot of guys would come from other areas around the world to come train with us to get ready for their fights. And so I'd sit there and I'd be training, and I noticed my mind started to kick in. And I'd do the classes, and I noticed that I started watching the clock. And 15 minutes in, I was like, okay, watching the clock, you know, I'm like, all right, I'll pace it down a little bit, you know. All right, and the joke ropes, okay, speed it up. And I noticed I was holding myself back. And there was a belief system in my head that I wasn't aware of that says, you don't have enough energy, you need to pace yourself. So most people hear that in their head, just like I did for so many years, and I believe it's true. But we don't realize that's just a belief. Like Ralph said with the universe, there's 5% that's known, there's 75%. They say we only use 10% of our brain. I would say that's where that is. All the innovation we see is people that are saying, we can do more. Deer Valley's saying, we can do more. We can do more. And it's not more this. It's just more. It's expansion. So as you become aware of that. So anyways, the short and long of it is I started to become aware of that. And then I really just pushed myself for 1 solid hour when I was doing those classes to just give it my all and say, you know, F this. I can do it. I can give 110% that whole hour. So what happened is that's where my success started to happen. And I was like, wow, I'm producing these results. But I wasn't doing it to be a great fighter. That just kind of fell in my lap. You know, Guy Messer was a friend of mine. You know, and then I had success there. But all I did is I kept pushing that envelope. I kept pushing that envelope like, oh, what's possible? So I'd go for an hour, and then before you know it, I was doing 3 hour and a half long classes that, like, one class, I guarantee you, even myself right now, I'm in good shape now, but even right now, if I went through one class, I'd be dead. I'd be like kaput. So anyways, I started to push myself. I was telling Ralph a story about the student. There's this guy they call the Marathon Man. One day he was drinking at a bar, and all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to do something. He's like, I want to run. Not kidding you. Like Forrest Gump, he went from the bar and just started running. Just started running. I think he may have ran like 40 miles a day. But what he did is kind of similar to the thing that I'm talking about here, is he kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. The guy runs 400 miles without stopping. See the pizza you guys are eating? He'll eat a whole pizza while he's running. He does it 80 5-mile marathon just to warm up. So everyone said that, like, the things he's done are, like, impossible, but he's doing it. You know, we work on hot roofs and stuff. I don't even care to know, like, how bad it is for you guys. We have the valley in Los Angeles, which gets kind of close to where you guys are at, but you guys are in it every day. So I'm not saying, it's not, my analogy is not to say we can push over here, but it is to say, like, what is possible? Because let's say you are killing it and you're just, like, blowing it out of the water. That's all going to come back to you. As long as you're taking care of your body, staying hydrated, staying in tune with yourself, you're going to get in better shape. You guys all know this. You're going to get in better shape. You're going to feel better about yourself. You know, that's why I work hard. That's why I do things, because it's like, it's not about this for me. And sure enough, it's like, the results show themselves naturally, but I don't do it for the success. I don't do it for Ralph to say, Tim, you've done a lot of stuff. I do it to share it. I do it to share it with my guys and say, like, you want to move up in a position? How can I help you get you there? I would set goals with my guys. I'd say, how many kilowatts are we going to hit this month? You know what I mean? They were saying, you have to hit 20. Guess what I said? My guys and I were pushing for 50. You know, it's different in Los Angeles. You know, you guys can compare it. However, I think, you know, we figured it out. But so just take that for what it's worth. They're saying 20.